Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamie. I am just stopping in real quick to say hi. It's been a crazy semester so far. Been doing a lot of extra work. I'm like gonna work 2 jobs, which are not even law related. I'm actually just doing a lot of fundraising and stuff for the school. Um, but yeah, I figured I'd just stop in real quick and do some reflections of law school grades and stuff like that. And I have with me my girlfriend here.
Well,
There
law school is fun.
you go. I got her that nice shirt for my school sale. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it's been one giant, I guess you could say, progression of worse and worse grades. In all honesty, I actually had my best grades my first semester. That's when I actually had A's and stuff like that. Um, and then what basically happened over time is I had less and less time to actually do law school things because of job stuff that I had to do and a lot of extracurriculars. And I mean, really, at the end of the day, it is kind of true that if you're going to do well on law school exams, you got to put in the time to reading everything. And what that pretty much means is that you have to carefully read through all the cases. Yeah, right. And if you're like me, you use those supplements, but no, really, if you're going to do well on law school tests, you really have to be able to memorize. I think that's probably something that I found to be different than what a lot of people present. A lot of people try to say that, oh, law school isn't really so much memorization, or like professors will tell you, oh, you can get a really good grade without really knowing cases or case names and like this and that. It's not really true. I think that it's pretty clear, at least having been through all these different tests and having grades everywhere from a C all the way up to an A. Um, what I found to be true overall is that it's about how much you've memorized. A lot of professors, they use a lot of gray area issues that you'll find in law review articles or in horn books. And if you do enough reading, you could probably, figure out any of those gray area issues. But by and large, it's just going to be memorizing a case, or not a case, but memorizing the case of the issue on point, relating those different nuances in the reasoning, um, or stating the black letter law, which is not there's not usually that most of your classes, unless you're doing like with a statute, it's going to just be um, a lot of variety of jurisdictions, and you'll just talk about the different possibilities. And that's just the main thing is you just have to memorize at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you have to know the different major cases that your professor presents to you, and you just have to know their core facts. And if you don't have those down pat, I think that's really the big part. And they say, a lot of professors will say, oh, it's 75%, spotting the issues, but as much as that is true, spotting the issues, I don't think that's going to be. I really don't think that's what people have trouble with. I really don't. Based on what I've seen and talked to people about, I don't think that people really have trouble spotting the issues. I think that you'll see from especially in law school grades, you'll see they're curved, and most people will spot most all the issues. I mean, maybe there's some hiding or hidden issues, but I think that's mostly a first year thing where people miss them. But by and large, you're going to see that most everybody hits the main issues, and even the gray area stuff. And what will just be the difference between you and everybody else is how much you elaborate on the facts in the main cases and compare them to the nuances of your unique fact patterns. So you kind of have to just practice that beforehand. You have to just actually do the practice exams if there's any, if there's any previous exams, go through those, and then literally become that intimately familiar with the major cases that are on point, and because you're going to have to just relate back those core facts, and you're going to have to relate back those key legal standards. You're going to have the tests that are enumerated if it's the Supreme Court, and you're going to have the major, if it's not the Supreme Court, like different jurisdictions, you're going to have to be able to say what those major reasonings or processes are from those other cases. So that's just some exam, food for thought. At a core, besides all the stuff I talked about before about, oh, talk with your professor to find out, what's going to be on there, or, if you don't know something, look up law review articles, or, get a supplement just to help clarify. But specifically on the exam, that's what you're going to find is that what will make you stand out is that you really knew your stuff. You really knew all the cases and were able to relate and compare those facts. And I think it's just really hard to be a generalist on an exam. I mean, you could probably get somewhere between a C and a B, somewhere in there, just being a generalist, but you just can't beat putting down those case names, putting down those main legal argument points, and putting down major, holdings, or if there is black letter law from the Supreme Court case, those things at the beginning. So that's just some thoughts, and she says hi and bye. She actually has to do chemistry.
Hi.
But take care, guys, and I'll give you some more updates soon.